Hello, everybody. This is so exciting. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining the workshop, which is, what's that bit of hair doing there? Essentially, this is going to be transform your style in 2024. I'm going to leave the Notion page in the chat. So you can have a look at that if you like. That's just like a tool to help with today. I don't know how many people will be joining. Hopefully it's people from Patreon will be here. There was a little bit of a mix up on Patreon, but so I thought I would do this on YouTube. One of the main reasons that I'm doing this today is because I am launching a new community place. So rather than being on Patreon, which I think has this vibe of being support your creator, which is great. It's a great thing to do, but it's not really the kind of membership that I want to set up. I want to provide weekly live streams, have really HD quality content, have it be like a real membership program. So where there's a community space, there's going to be weekly resources, and I really want to give it my everything. So I've moved on to Circle, and there is a link to that in my bio, I believe. I'm just going to check. I think the link is in the bio. Someone let me know if that's there and if you can access that nice and easily. In the meantime, let's begin. So make sure to have a look at the Circle community if you can access the link in the description. Okay, so section 1 is going to be finding your style goals for January 2024. So first, essentially, the role of the workshop today is going to be transforming your style, finding your mission for 2024 and everywhere you want your style to go. And this section, we're going to start with a little bit of reflection. So I hope you have a pen and paper. If not, feel free to open a Notion doc or a Google Doc and write some of your answers. You can use my Notion template, which is in the description, and you can just duplicate that into your Notion and write your answers as we go. Hello to everyone on the chat. So excited to see you guys here. Thank you to anyone who's come over from Patreon. So let's start with a reflection on 2023. I'm going to write my answers as we go as well. So this first question is, what were your favorite outfits in 2023? I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. You guys can go through your camera roll. You can just think in your head of particular days or events that really stood out to you. Any outfits that you wore in the past year where you're like, you know what? I felt absolutely incredible there. So I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. Feel free to silence me because I'm going to keep rambling for anybody who's just joined and perhaps doesn't know what we're in the middle of doing. I'll also write that in the chat. 2 minutes. What were your favorite outfits in 2023? So I'll write that in the chat so everybody knows that that's what we're doing here. This is so much fun. Wow, there's 70 people here. That's cool. So my favorite outfits, let me find some of mine as we go. I wish I had some music or something. That would have been a great idea. I will remember that for next time. See, this is why we learn things. For anybody new that's joined, we are doing an exercise where we think of our favorite outfits from 2023. And I'm launching a new Circle community where we're going to be doing these kind of workshops every single week to help you transform your style. So the link is in my description for that. 2023. If you're using the Notion doc, you can just insert pictures if you have them of your outfits or anything else. Got 40 seconds left. If you don't have pictures, that's absolutely fine. You can just write for yourself. This is just an exercise for you, any days where you felt particularly special, any clothes you can see in your wardrobe that you bought in 2023 that you particularly loved. That's all absolutely fine. So Just 10 seconds left. Awesome. Okay, let me guys know in the chat what your favorite outfits were. I think my favorite outfits were, I wore this amazing navy leather jacket, which is a couple of years old now, I think. I wore that in the Lake District with my Ralph Lauren bear jumper. I got that in TK Maxx in the kids section for an amazing price. It's actually like an age 12 or something. And paired that with my years old Bershka jeans and a new pair of trainers and a cap. It's the only hat I think I've worn this year, and I felt so cool. In fact, I need to bring that out again. So make sure to note down any items as well which you feel really made that outfit special and why it sticks out in your mind. Another outfit I particularly love that I wore this year was a long pink maxi dress. I wore it the day that I found out I got a first in my degree, which I bawled my eyes out in Marks and Spencer's, much to the embarrassment of my boyfriend. And I was wearing these little sling back heels, kind of like kitten heels, and I felt so feminine and so delicate, and I absolutely loved it. So some of your answers, wide leg jeans and pointed toe shoes, such a cool combination, love that. Liked my overalls, yes, and long sleeved crop top that has some dark reddish color, cheetah print blouse, very trendy. I'm in love with animal print. It's one of my current obsessions as well. Lavender schoolgirl jacket, nice. Long pink dress and sandals. Yes, I think a long dress and sandals is an absolute winner. Pastel midi dresses, very practical but put together. Yes, I love that little bit of insight because that's something that we all need, like what's actually wearable in our wardrobe and what was actually uncomfortable. Any uncomfortable outfits are unlikely to be your favorite outfits. Okay. How would you describe your style in 2023? You can use words, you can use sentences, you can use just any old thoughts. How would you describe your style? And it can also be your feelings about your style. You know, where were you at with your style? What kind of struggles were you having? Okay, so in fact, I think that's a question that's coming up, so ignore me there. How would you describe your style? Right, 2 minutes, let's go. For anybody who's just joined, I am launching a Circle membership. So recently I had a membership over on Patreon, but I really wanted to be a more professional atmosphere. Let me write this in the chat, hang on. 2 minutes. How would you describe your style? And essentially, I'm going to be doing workshops like this every single week. It'll be a workshop or a Q&A or a case study every single week, along with Notion templates, along with resources, and along with a challenge for you guys to see each other's outfits. And I want it to be this really close-knit, intimate community, and it's only £5 a month. So it's really affordable for a lot of people. And it's going to be such a cool project for me. And I really want you guys to check it out. So the link is in the description of this video if you are interested. So how would you describe your style in 2023? I'm going to do some for myself while you guys think about that, and then I'll come to your answers and give you my answers. And I can only encourage you to do this in like a, just spit out all of your thoughts. That would be amazing. Just write a big old list. How would you describe your style in 2023? Can also be any big style revelations that you had across the year, anything you feel's really changed your style. What a triggering sound. Okay, so some of my answers included eclectic, color cohesion, not fun or cool enough, too formulaic, which obviously happens when you're so obsessed with style systems like I am. Like I want to have some randomness in there. Discovering that I was at Moonstone in Style by Rita's or Style Thoughts by Rita's 4-key system. That was like a big revelation to me that we can come to our style in so many different ways. Some people want to create a moment. Some people want to contribute to the event they're at with their style, and some people like myself are quite internal with their style, and none of these are right or wrong. So Rita's style was like huge for me. So discovering I'm a moonstone within that system has affected the way I dress a lot, as well as focusing on the color pink. That was something I would describe my style as this year. So what kind of answers did you guys have? Somewhere in between a kid from season 1 of Stranger Things and a Ralph Lauren ad from the 90s. Such a cool combination. Very 80s, 90s. I'm in love with retro, hence the inspiration in my living room, which is where we're at currently. Please ignore the washing on the radiator. That's the first time I've noticed that's there. It's the first time I've moved my head. Please ignore my boyfriend's washing. So yeah, love 80s, 90s, 70s. Big inspiration for me too. So either very elegant, classy, ladylike, or very playful, cute. I love that. I think that everyone should have multiple things in their style. That's kind of the foundation of my style root system. So I think that's a really good way to be. Mum comfy. I love that description. Feminine, minimal, leaning into the quiet luxury capsule, learning what my style is. I think it's comfortable, trendy. Cool. Fun, professional, and yet dainty. Love those 3 words. I think they're really cool. So fun and professional seem to kind of contradict each other, but in a good way. So you know that you're professional and you want to come across as like formal, put together, but you don't want that to be confused with boring. And I think that's a really important distinction. Colorful, comfy, more loose in the pants area. Really love the specificity of that. I think that shapes are as important to discover as vibe. And I think we often lean towards vibe with description, but shape and silhouette, those are just as important as anything. Like I know that oversized is not a word for me and not a silhouette for me. So fitted, I would say, is a word that I've brought into my style this year. Thank you to the person ignoring my washing. Started using your style roots. That's so cool. Okay, I'm glad that that is helping you. That's really cool. Delicate, feminine, simple, well-constructed. Yes, love that. Professional mix with feminine French. Feminine French is one of my aesthetics that I pull from all the time. I love that. Elevated, elegant, embracing color season. Okay, this all sounds really fun. It all sounds like you guys know the key elements of your style in 2023. And like you guys are pretty confident with it as well. So to anybody new, I'm launching a circle community. It's essentially a membership scheme, but it's going to be HD live streams, important Q&As, chats, and it's going to be workshops essentially like this. So make sure to check out that. The link is in the description. I hope. Someone please confirm that for me. Okay, on to question 3. What systems made the most difference to your style in 2023? Made the most difference to your style in 2023. So some of you guys are already saying, oh, the link works. That's good. Thank you, Pippa. Thank you very much. That's very helpful. So systems, and by style systems, I mean everything that we talk about on this channel. So that can be Kibbe, essences, color seasons, style roots, Rita's system, David Zyler. It could be just proportions of clothing, any set of rules basically, or ideas that you would apply to your personal style. Which ones have been really impactful for you this year, or that you've discovered this year, or that you've been really obsessed with this year, or, you know, what big revelations have you made within your style systems? Okay, I'm going to set another timer for 2 minutes. So for me, the big style systems that have made a difference to me, Style Thoughts by Rita's Style Key. That was a big one near the end of the year for me. Getting to chat to Rita was insanely cool. I'm supposed to tell you this at the end of the 2 minutes. Oh, apologies. Okay. Okay, I'll write down some of my thoughts of the systems that made the most difference to my style. And also write why, how they've made a difference. What kind of things have you taken into your style? What clothes did you buy because of these systems? What shopping rules have you added? What wardrobe rules have you added? Which clothes did you part with? How have these systems really made a difference to your style? And that can help you think about which styles, or systems rather, to focus on in the next year. Which ones are you struggling with? Which ones do you want to focus on? Where do you feel weak? So for anybody who's just joined, we're doing what systems made the most difference to your style in 2023. Ten seconds left. Okay. So that's the end of the 2 minutes. So some of my answers included Style Thoughts by Rita. David Zyler's colors, like David Zyler's color system was amazing for helping me find some key neutrals in my wardrobe and narrowing down the colors of my summer palette, which, you know, is huge, to some key colors that I really wanted to focus on. Essentially, Zyler's system is looking at your features and pulling colors from that. So this is one of my neutrals, this kind of mushroom brown. This, I mean, you can't see my eyelash color because it's covered in mascara, but my eyelashes are blonde. So that's another color in my neutrals, pulling a pink from my facial features, pulling a blue. And that's really impacted the way I see the key neutrals. Kibbe type, obviously I'd settled into my Kibbe type a long time ago, but I did do some explorations into the romantic body type this year. I had a couple of comments like, you do know you're a romantic, right? Like some very aggressive comments. Which I didn't mind. I love seeing other people's perspectives. So I did look into that a little bit this year. I still settle in soft classic. I find that those lines suit me best, but it was really fun doing a bit of a deep dive into that. Color season, looking at the summer season in general, as my hair grows out, I'm thinking, you know, maybe light summer might not be the best for me. It still might be, but my hair is a little bit darker than I remember naturally. This is the first time I've grown out my natural hair in a long, long time. It looks particularly dark on camera and it looks particularly dark next to the very bright blonde. So looking at different kinds of summers, thinking about that, I mean, all of this stuff is a journey. So it's one that I don't want to stop. And I try to reframe or to relook at the systems as a beginner a lot, because I think that it helps me to view it as a beginner, to see where you guys are coming from. And then it helps me get all excited about it again. Visual weight. Yes, I've been seeing lots of TikToks about visual weight, which is very connected to essences and Kibbe. I'm fascinated by visual weight as well, and people focusing on contrast as well, I've seen come up a lot. So that's a really cool system. What else you guys been saying? Help me narrow my search when shopping. Yes, I get that also with systems. Systems help me with rules to go shopping with so that I know what to say no to and not even look at. I started to buy clothes that fitted better on my body because of Kibbe. Yes, I find that you even find more comfy clothes with Kibbe body types, because you go, oh, I need to highlight my waist here. I need to find a piece of clothing which actually sits on my natural waist. Things like that. It just makes you think about what clothes are going to fit you more nicely. Struggling with toning down my sexiness. It's a thing. Yeah, lots of people feel uncomfortable with having like sexy facial or body features. It's something that comes up for me, not for me personally, but comes up in my questions a lot, actually, in my DMs and emails, etc. Discovering Kibbe width really changed my view. Using the fruit shape method, I've always been told to hide my shoulders, but now I love my width so much. Yes, I love that. Been obsessed with breaking the rule that black kills color. My wardrobe is full of colors that work with it. Yes, really interesting technique. I think black can kill certain colors, but black, especially in the context of a winter palette, can really go great with so many colors. Like I think pink, like a really bright pink, looks amazing with black. So does red. So yeah, really interesting idea there. Cool. So What difficulties do you have getting dressed in the morning? We'll set a timer and I'll put it in the chat for anybody here. So you guys write in your duplicated Notion templates or on a piece of pen and paper or in a Google Doc, what difficulties do you have getting dressed in the morning? This could be your wardrobe. This could be how you feel about yourself. This could be, I mean, I don't want to project onto you because you know your difficulties best, but could it be things that don't fit you? Could it be having a lack of color or a lack of colors which go together? That's definitely one for me. What struggles do you have getting dressed in the morning? 1 minute left. Try and write down anything that comes to mind. Try and think of your average morning. Where do you get frustrated? Could be a lack of like products. It could be like a beauty related problem, or it could be lack of comfy shoes or a lack of formal shoes. Could be that all the things in your wardrobe are for the wrong formality. Like you've got a wardrobe full of prom dresses with nowhere to wear them, or the other way around, wardrobe full of jeans, but nothing for a dinner date, nothing for clubbing. It could just be that your wardrobe doesn't echo a new lifestyle. Perhaps you've had a baby. Perhaps you have moved from one part of a country to another, and the things that used to work for your lifestyle don't anymore. 10 seconds left. Wow, your answers are so interesting. Okay, that's the 2 minutes. So some of mine included having no matching set. So I have a lot of bags, which don't necessarily go with my shoes, and having bags with the wrong strap length is a big one for me. For a long time, I had lack of boots. So I just didn't have any winter shoes. So every outfit was perfect up until my feet, and it drove me bonkers. So that can show you really where to prioritize with your shopping, what's going to open up your wardrobe and make almost every outfit feel better. No presentable sweaters. Yes, I think that's a big one. Jumpers, especially ones that feel and look nice, can be an investment. I have like 3 cardigans that I wear over and over. I got this one from the White Company. It's the most expensive cardigan I've ever bought, but I'm so glad I did. Yeah, you don't have to go that expensive, but yeah, just having better materials in your cardigans, jumpers. It's a big one. It's a hard one because it's quite a boring piece of clothing, I think. It's one that you're like, I'm not that interested or excited by that, but I know that I need it to open up my wardrobe. Getting stuck in a rut of a few favorite outfits. Yes, I get that. I think a good one for that is something like whirring, actually, which is where you can input all the clothes in your wardrobe. It's an app. And then there's a shuffle feature where you can just shuffle all your clothes. That is so much fun and really gets you out of the mindset of the clothes you know or the outfit templates you know but are getting bored of or you find don't even necessarily work for you. Getting dressed based on being cold. Yeah, I struggle in winter too. I did not know about all of this until recently and I can't afford more clothes. So now I know these things don't fit or flatter me and I can't do anything about it. Yes, that's a really difficult situation, but I wouldn't encourage anybody who's just started learning about this or at all to go and buy a whole new wardrobe because you've learned about Kibby or colors. I think there are things you can do in your own wardrobe to help, like putting the things that don't fit into a separate space and really focusing on the things that do, or buying accessories that make lots of the things work for you. For example, for a lot of people, the right belt put at the right place of your waist will make a big difference to lots of clothes in your wardrobe. So there are things you can do. A lack of basics, that's a big one and very important. And remember, you don't need to get someone else's basics. You can adjust to yourself. So based on your answers from the last few questions, we're going to write some goals. So we're essentially going to flip these reflections into things you want to focus on in 2024. So for example, for the person who doesn't have any basics, writing down invest in good basics. For the person, so for example, what systems made the most difference to your style? If that was your Kibbe type, or if like you really didn't, let me reframe that. If you really interested in your Kibbe type, you don't feel like you've got that yet, learn more about Kibbe body types. Settle on a type. What are your favorite outfits? Create outfit templates based on favorite outfits. So how can you turn the clothes in your wardrobe into a remake of an outfit you loved last year? How do you describe your style? If you had like problems there, work on a style definition, or say your style felt too relaxed and that's how you describe it, work on making style more formal. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to set another timer for 2 minutes. Write down your goals, write down as many as you can. You can focus on narrowing down a little bit further on after this, perhaps. And I think that's the way to go. So write down as many different goals as you can based on the answers to the reflection questions we just said. So essentially flip your questions around, and that'd be really cool. Sometimes I could put the whole outfit together and it comes down to a fail on the shoes. Yes, that's a big problem for me too. So we're writing down our goals for 2024 based on our answers to our reflections, or something else entirely. Anything that comes to mind is fine here as well. But if you wanted a little bit of probing, go to your answers and see if you can flip them around. So if you had a problem, how can you work on that in 2024? If there was something you loved, how can you double down on it? If there was something that really excited you or triggered you during this conversation in a good way, make sure to write it down. Got just over 30 seconds left and we will go through some of these answers. Okay, that's the end of the 2 minutes. So some of my goals are add more fun and eclectic pieces to my style. I feel like I've really got my basics down. It's taken me like a few years to really nail my basics, and I really feel like I've got it. I could do with a couple more winter things, like a couple more winter jumpers. And there's a couple of coats in my favorite neutrals that I want to get. But other than that, I feel like where my focus really needs to be is adding some animal print, adding some, that's it really, to be honest. I'd be fine with animal print or fur. Those two things are the things I feel I'm missing from my wardrobe. And by fur, I mean like faux fur, secondhand, not real fur, obviously. So anything like that, some fun pieces. I also want to add to the neutrals in my wardrobe a la Zyla. So look back at my Zyla answers, try and reconnect with that because I've forgotten it a little bit and that was like mind-blowing. Embrace exploring randomness and in being inventive in my style and going places I haven't gone before. It can be easy to be too formulaic, and buy a couple of bags that are the right strap length, that are practical, that I can wear every day so that I'm not struggling every time. So let's see some of your answers. Get rid of colors that don't really suit me. Now that I see it, I can't unsee it. Oh, I love that. I have that all the time too. There are so many things in my wardrobe which I really love. Like I was obsessed with red. Red was one of my favorite wardrobe colors, and I really struggle with it now. I really struggle with a lot of reds in my wardrobe because I see how I look so washed out with a lot of bright, warm reds. Obviously, there are a few reds in my wardrobe which are cool, raspberry toned, which are perfect for me, and those ones I keep. Wear historically based clothes. Love that. That's a really fun one. That's really cool. Find comfy shoes. Important. It's really inspirational to read others' answers. I totally agree. It's really fun to see where everyone's at with their style. Keep not minding being the only one that's usually overdressed in the room. Yes, this is me. I absolutely love this. It's so good to be the one that's overdressed. I see clothing a little bit like, there's a quote about intelligence, like if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Like if you're the most overdressed person in the room, or if you're not the most overdressed person in the room, like you could try more. Essentially, as the best I could do in that 1 minute. But yeah, it's a really fun exercise actually in embracing your ideal of your personal style, to go overdressed, to expand. It's a challenge I would absolutely recommend to anybody, to get comfortable with your style not being about other people's approval. Implementation of all the knowledge I've gained, taking it off Pinterest and into real life. Such a good one. I think that's so important. I think it's so easy to keep it in a mood board. A really cool way to do that is to go through your Pinterest and write a list of the patterns you see. So in mine, I see a lot of leopard print at the moment, a lot of faux fur. I see a lot of sparkles. So I know that because I've been through my Pinterest a lot. So rather than just pin, leaving it, how can you make that practical? Find clothes that fit properly. Oh my God, that's such a hard one. And I recommend finding a seamstress, a local seamstress. I have one in a village that's now quite far away from me, and she's so overrun. She's not charging enough, in my opinion. They never do, because they don't understand how valuable they are, how few people know how to sew these days. But yeah, find a local seamstress, support a local business. They are so amazing. So hopefully you have your goals now for 2024. The next section of this is going to be how to find your best self. So essentially in 2024, we're going to be dressing for our best selves. But in order to do that, we have to know our best selves. And for this, rather than a bunch of questions, I have a couple of exercises. So the first one, and I'm going to set a slightly longer timer for these rather than 2 minutes. I'm going to set a 3-minute timer, should we say? 3-minute timer, which is how to find your best self. So for exercise 1, write about your dream life in 5 years. Just think of a day in the middle of a week in 5 years' time, and you're going to write about it. You can write bullet points, you can write paragraphs, however you prefer to write. You can write it in the comment section here. It'd be good for you to keep it, of course, like it'd be good for you. So I'm going to set the timer to 3 minutes. So we're writing about our dream life in 5 years, just a random day in the middle of the week, but it's an amazing day. Like it's the best version of that day you could think. What are you doing? What are you eating? Who do you see? Try and do it like moment by moment. So what does your morning look like? The middle of your day, your afternoon, your evening? You can think about it as, what is your dream job? What does your afternoon look like? I just said that one. Who are the people in your life? What are the objects you have? What are the rooms like that you're going into? Are you in your home? Are you going out? Are you leaving your home? In which case, where are you going? What kind of things do you see on the way, on the journey, on the travel? For anybody new, I am starting. So you guys work on that. We've got about 2 minutes left. Write about your dream life in 5 years, just random day in the middle of the week. So I am going to be starting a circle. In fact, I've started a circle community. It's a new membership rather than Patreon. It's going to be a more professional weekly live streams like this very workshop. We'll be doing this every single week. There's going to be Q&As, case studies. I'm going to be delivering weekly exclusive Notion templates there for everybody. It's going to be really exciting. So make sure to join that, because I'm going to be doing live streams like this all the time. And rather than in a YouTube sense, depending on how big it grows. At least at first, you'll be able to actually talk to me. So, because I can't imagine there'll be too many people joining at first. So, up to like 1,000 people joining, you'll be able to talk to me just like in a Zoom call, basically. So that's going to be really fun when I do these live streams. So make sure to check that out. The link is in the description to the new Circle community. I cannot express to you how excited I am about it. It's going to be my main project for 2024. Is basically delivering really quality content there and making a community of us. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. So make sure to check that out. It's Circle similar to Patreon, sort of, except on Patreon, it's kind of like a tipping culture if you're tipping me for making your videos. Whereas on Circle, I will be very dedicated to it. I will be every single week. I will be creating a HD live stream, planned live stream, with really valuable content, usually an hour long every single week, and you'll be able to, talk to me, and it's going to be really fun. And I'm going to be delivering resources, and I'm hoping to grow it, and just make it incredibly helpful. And also, it's got a better community section, so you can do posts, kind of like a Facebook group. And it's just £5 a month, so it's still really cheap. I've seen memberships like this go for so much more than that, but I wanted it to be really accessible and have as many of you guys join as possible so that we can all learn from each other. Okay, so that was the write about your dream life in 5 years, just a day in the middle of the week exercise. So some of you guys, if you could, leave in the comments, and I know this is quite a personal exercise, but leave some of your answers in the comments and we'll go through them. Being the cool stay-at-home mum who's always put together. I travel with my family. I go to the gym. I go on camping trips by myself. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Live the slow life, take care of myself. Yes, I totally understand the appeal of all of that. That sounds incredible. I'm working on my clothing app and video content. Love that. Break for lunch with my mum, and my partner's cook me dinner in the evening. I love that. I'd like to be studying in a foreign country, hopefully with my family. Wow, I see a lot of cafes and libraries and walking, and would like to be at least engaged by then. Me too. Relate. I'm in uni studying to be an architect. I wake up, put on a pink sweater, Chelsea boots. See, now some of this exercise is so familiar to me. I'm so ingrained in like the productivity world. It's kind of where I am on social media, not like posting, but consuming. I watch a lot of Ali Abdaal and all kinds of people. So this exercise is so familiar to me. But for some reason, this might be the first time you've ever done this, and that's really exciting for me. So, sorry, I stopped midway through reading that person's comment. I'm in uni studying to be an architect. I wake up, put on a pink sweater, Chelsea boots, blue slacks, and black trench coat. Make my way to the cafe, get a cappuccino, and work on my project. That sounds absolutely idyllic. I love it. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing some of your dream life exercises. That's really cool. So the next one is kind of similar. And it's write about a fantasy life you would like to have. If you were in a novel, TV show, or film, what would you be doing? So this could be as small as, and I really think of it as like an alternate lifestyle. So you've just done your dream lifestyle. It's probably the one that you'd really like to be heading towards. But just for a second, think if you were going to go another way, if your life had gone another way, what would that alternate lifestyle look like? You could even take this a step further. This is a question that I ask a lot of my customers, and a lot of them give me answers like magical fairy, and I fully encourage you to do the same thing, whether it's a mermaid or you can be like that as well, but just a fantasy lifestyle. So I'm going to start the timer for 2 minutes. Write about a fantasy lifestyle that you would like to have, an alternate path that you could have taken but maybe didn't, or an alternate path that you could take right now that's slightly different to the dream life exercise that you've just written about. This makes me so excited. I'm going to do my own while we sit here. So this is like a fantasy alternate life you'd like to have if there was going to be a novel, TV show, or film about an alternate life that you could be having. Like if you have gone a different way. 1 minute left. So we're writing about a fantasy life that we would like to have for anybody who's just joining. There's a Notion page at the top of this chat, by the way, which has all of these questions in that you can duplicate into your own Notion, or start a Notion. This could be the start of your Notion, but that's got all the questions in. So you can use that if you want to keep a record of this workshop, or you can use a pen and paper or create a Google Doc, or just write it in the comments. Happy for that too. 10 seconds left. Okay, so my fantasy life that I would have would be being a musician. I was absolutely obsessed with playing guitar, Taylor Swift, songwriting in my teens. And I think there was a part of me that always thought I was going to be famous in that way, that I was going to go and do gigs and do festivals. And it was a path that I really could have focused on if I had wanted to. And so in my head, that's like going on tour with a band, essentially being Maisie Peters in my head. Singing my songs across the world, doing gigs. So that is an ultimate lifestyle that I could have had. And I love some of these. So let me read some of yours. So an eccentric Broadway actress. Love that. I can't answer any of these questions. Everything changes by day, or I'm stuck between two answers. It's okay. This is for you. This is for you to explore your world. It's not for me. So enjoy. Just write anything that comes to mind. You can write more than one answer. Write anything you want. I'm going to be some kind of elf living in the forest. Yes, relate. I think my childhood self, that's what she would dream of. I had a very complex imaginary world that I developed for several years as a child. Does this surprise anybody? No. But it was based around kind of fairy-like creatures in the clouds that wore roller skates or ice skates, depending on how I felt that day. And they fought witches. And yeah, I think that version of me would love for an alternate life where I was an elf in the woods. Elven Wanderer, yes. Indiana Jones kind of girl, an archaeologist. Love that. One of my alternate lifestyles that I've done before is kind of like safari explorer, like Jane from Tarzan vibes. That's another thing that I was obsessed with for a while. I really wanted to go into like wildlife documentaries. Like I did a very large period of research into being an environmental presenter or like animal presenter before I realized that you needed like a degree in zoology or something like that. And then this all blew up. So I didn't have to worry about that. I would be a princess, live in a castle, never have to worry about anything. Absolute vibes. Love that. Okay. So this moves us on to section 3 of today's workshop, which is how to manifest your life with clothing. So exercise 1 is we're going to find a nod to your fantasy life. So I need you to look on the internet, go on Safari, or Ecosia for the environmental people out there. We want to find a nod to your fantasy life. So what this essentially means is an item of clothing or an accessory that you could put on, which is like a little nod to yourself of that fantasy life that we've just described. So say you wanted to be a pirate queen. It could be, I'm trying to think of typical pirate things. So it could be, for some reason I've got like red polka dots in my head. Is this a pirate thing? Like a little necktie. So you could go and find a little red polka dot necktie. Or it could be, let me look at some of these. Be a princess. It could be finding like some kind of jewel necklace that makes you feel like a princess. Or even a tiara. I have a tiara that sometimes I like to put on. Never go out in. Sometimes I will put it on. For eccentric Broadway actress, that's quite a hard one to find a nod for. I think whatever the vision is in your head, for me, is like a gold dress, or think about the curtains of like the red velvet curtains. So it could be finding a red velvet dress. You can be as interested in this, as vague as you like, as imaginative as you like. So if you want to be an elf, it could be having a bracelet or something which feels particularly elven. Elven? Is that a word? Is that not a word I've ever said aloud before? So being an artist, it could be that you have a really colorful beaded bracelet, something that nods to this fantasy world. I never set a timer, did I? We'll set a timer for 1 minute because I'm assuming you guys have been doing this as I've been chatting. So for example, for me, my alternate fantasy life was being a musician. So I might find a short plaid miniskirt just because that's how I imagine rock stars dress. And it's certainly what Maisie Peters wears. And it's what Stevie Nicks, not Stevie Nicks. Who's that person that I love? Blondie. Something Blondie would wear. So yeah, having a little nod to that where you can just put it on and it's not like you're dressing up. It's like a regular piece of clothing, but it nods to a fantasy life or an alternate life that you could have had, that where you put it on and you feel like you're manifesting that person for a moment. And look, a lot of people say things like, yeah, but that fantasy person isn't me and it's not my life. But this came from you. This came from your head as something you would be excited about. So it is at least just a little bit you. And so it's okay to have a nod to that version of you, that person that lives deep inside you and wants to come out in your outfit. I think that would be really fun. So exercise 2 is to find an outfit or in your wardrobe or on the internet that you would wear, or just in your head. You can think of one if you like. You don't have to actually find it. But I think if you were going to carry on in beyond this workshop, I would actually go and find one that you would wear to your dream life. So dream life was a question we did a couple of minutes ago, which is where not the alternate life one, but just the dream life one. So it's like you in your best life. So like your dream version of your reality, basically. If it's just like a day in the middle of your week in 5 years, if it was like the best it could be. So you want to find an outfit or think of an outfit that you could wear to your dream life. I'm going to set the time of 2 minutes. And you can describe it for me in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to go through some of your answers for the fantasy life thing. So this person said dresses, ribbons, feathers, flowers, corsets, bolero tools. I'm going to say ballet dancer. I'm going to guess that yours was ballet dancer. Not that this is an exercise for me to guess at things, but gemstone pendants and amulets. I'm going to assume that was something fantastical. Nod to the pirate queen. Be fun to wear pirate boots. Yes, love that one. It's something that could be so seamlessly threaded into an outfit, but you would know. You would know that you're wearing pirate boots. Red turtleneck to echo the command structure in Star Trek. Yes, I love that. Again, that's something that you would know. And you could go about your day feeling like you're part of Star Trek, but no one else would necessarily pick up on. That's perfect. Indiana Jones, really earthy. Love that. Blue linen overalls, full mock tip underneath. I love these. You guys have such amazing ideas. So to anyone who's just joined, we are finding an outfit for our dream life. So this is you in 5 years, being the best version of yourself in your dream job, in your dream house. What would she wear? Like if she was going to turn up to work that day or to a party that day or, work from home that day, what outfit would she be wearing? Think of one of those scenarios for you in your dream life. What would that woman wear? I would say I've got 1 minute left, but my timer's actually paused. I must have paused. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm lying. We've got 10 seconds left. So you as your best self, 5 years, what would she be wearing? Leave some of these outfits in the comments. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. It still shocked me. Short dress, chic with Mary Jane's, pearls, accessories. Nice. Any more dream life outfits? Describe to me in the comments. Denim vest, brown plaid trousers, combat boots, leather crossbody bag. So cool. The vision I have in my head is like one of my favorite outfits I could ever wear in my life. In fact, I know someone that you would like to follow because I think they wore that outfit yesterday. Who is that? Why can't I remember her name in this exact moment? Oh my god, that's so annoying. I watch her every day. Okay, I have to find this woman now. I'm just going through my follow feed on TikTok to find you this woman who probably hasn't posted now in days. Oh no, I can't find her. Oh no. She's gonna be here somewhere. No, this is not going well at all. Okay, I will attempt to find her and put her in the chat during the next exercise. What other outfits have we got here? Lots of golden jewelry with symbols and animals like bees, dragonflies, or wheat. Long flowy skirt, colourful, relaxed, belly-free top. Oh, that sounds so sexy. I love that. Okay, I love velvet suit, silky blouse, funky platform boots. Again, that's one I think I need to take into my own wardrobe. I'm obsessed with that answer. I'm going to be thinking about that all day. I love that. Okay, so this next bit is one for you guys to do. This is creating a style vision board. Let's see if we can make a very, very quick vision board. And if you've joined the Circle community, make sure to add it as a post. I'm going to be setting up a challenge. I'm going to do that right now. Essentially, if you guys didn't know, I've just set up a community on Circle. I'm so sorry for all of you who've heard me say this 10 times during this video. For anyone who's just joined, I've set up a community in Circle, which is where I'm going to be posting weekly live streams and workshops exactly like this, if not better, in proper light with a camera once I've got that set up. So it's going to be amazing. I'm going to be leaving Notion templates. There's going to be challenges where you guys can leave your outfits and things like this, like the vision board. I'm going to do that now. So if you guys join, you can leave it there. So essentially, for the next 2 minutes, I'm going to set timer. I need you to create a vision board on Pinterest of outfits based on all the things we've talked about so far. So it could be based on your dream life, your fantasy life, your goals for 2024, anything, your favorite outfits, everything that we've talked about so far. And if you guys have just joined, right at the top of the chat, there is a Notion page somewhere, I hope. If not, I will add a link to that now. Share. Right, I'm adding that link again just to the chat for anyone who's new. That has all the questions in there that we've done so far. But go and make a Pinterest board based on your answers today, a vision board for 2024. And see where you guys get. And in the meantime, I'm going to write this challenge in the new Circle community. So I've created that space in the Style Scholars community, which the link is in the description if you're interested in joining the Circle membership. Every week we're going to be doing live streams like this, and you can check out the Create a Vision Board challenge there. So add your posts once you guys have finished your vision boards. That'd be really cool to see some of your different vision boards that you've created during this workshop. And it's just £5 to join. And we're going to be doing this every week. Okay, we've got a minute left. I hope you guys are enjoying making your Pinterest boards. And in fact, you guys could leave the link to your new Pinterest boards in the comments, in the chat. That'd be really cool. This chair is really creaky. That's so annoying. I think it's because the boys I live with have been leaning on that. It never used to do that. The prompt that we're currently looking at is create a vision board based on the things that we've been talking about in this chat. So your fantasy life, your dream life, your favorite outfits of 2024. Can you find other outfits that are like that outfit? How would you describe your current style based on your style goals that we created earlier today? And also you can add any style icons to that you guys have been loving. Got 10 seconds left. Okay. So I was going to do a tier editing system for the new year section, but we're coming to the end of the hour now. So I think I'll leave that one for a different workshop within the Circle community. So if you guys have enjoyed this workshop, if you've learned a lot about your style, which I know those of you have, and if you feel like you have new inspiration for 2024, please go and check out the Circle community that I have just launched. If you have been a part of my Patreon, that Patreon is going to be ending and I'm going to be doing everything on Circle. It's exactly the same price for you guys, but more money from my end. So I am investing in the Circle link doesn't seem to allow new account creation. Well, we've got some new members during this, so it should do because other people have managed to. If not, make sure to leave a comment on this video, and I will get back to you on that. So only logins. Okay, I will look into that. But essentially, the Circle community is more money for me, even though patrons pay exactly the same, because I'm really investing in making this an amazing community. For you guys, I'm going to be doing weekly live streams, Notion resources, Notion templates, kind of blog post type things, challenges where you guys can view each other's outfits and interact. I'm so excited about it. So please go and check that out. I would really appreciate it. I'm so excited about this project and it's going to be my main focus for 2024. So if you've ever had a package from me or have wanted a package from me, this is like a really great alternative for just like £5. I've seen memberships like this go for 10, 50 pounds, depending on the niche. So I'm trying to keep this as accessible as possible and provide as much value as I possibly can. This is going to be my main focus this year. I'm so excited about it. So please go and check that out. The link is in the description. Thank you so much. I really hope you've enjoyed this style workshop. I've really enjoyed it and we've seen it get dark. So I've had the best time. And hopefully, if you guys join the Circle community, I will see you next week.